Oh man, at the time I thought that was absolutely hilarious. But how you guys doing? My name is Big Minion. This is a Rush gameplay, this time on Gauntlet Railway. And I'm using the M4 in the engineer class. This guy decided to just deliver me his helicopter, because why not? And then I thought, I was like, yes, let's just go on a bit of a destroying mission just here. We take this first guy's face off, and like shit, they've got tanks everywhere all over this shop around here. So time to get up high, get some height above this tank, and then I get hit by the tank anyway. So that was disappointing. You know, we blew one guy's face off and then we get absolutely smashed out of the air by another tank completely. It turns out they've actually got 3 tanks when they're attacking here on Rush. And I don't think we have any tanks. I'm not even sure about that, but yeah. But I was playing last night and for some reason I was just like, you know what I want to do? Use some burst fire weapons, because I don't usually do that. I don't know, I don't usually use that many burst fire guns in this game, but or even in previous games, or in any other first-person shooters, but my favourite gun in Battlefield 3 was the KH-2002, which was a burst-fire weapon. I don't know, it doesn't make much sense, really. But I was using this last night, man, and these guns are so fucking accurate, especially the M16A4. Like, that thing I was just cutting about, just destroying everyone with that thing, man. It was pretty damn awesome. I actually want to ask you guys, do any of you prefer using burst-fire weapons to full-auto weapons? I know that you can just use a full-auto weapon and just burst it. You can do that yourself, but I don't know, there's something about the sort of precise accuracy with these burst fire weapons that I find very appealing, and I may actually use some burst fire weapons a lot more in the future. But then again, there is this. If a gun has burst fire and it has auto, are you ever going to touch the burst fire sort of fire mode on there? If it's got full auto, you might as well use the full auto, no? I don't know, it's just something I don't see a whole lot of people using, or at least I don't notice it a whole lot. That RPG went way off where I was aiming. I saw a video a while back of someone demonstrating that. It's a sort of bug where 1 in every like 10 RPGs just does not go where you're pointing it. It just goes in a random direction. Like sometimes you fire it and you're just like, wait, what? Like that's not even close to where I was pointing this thing. But this game of Rush just here in Gauntlet Railway, I've not actually played a whole lot of Gauntlet Railway Rush. It's actually a really good map for it, I think. It's one of the more balanced maps in Battlefield 4 for Rush mode. Here's the clip that I started off this video with here. I just wanted to have another look at this. This was just so stupid. Now, I noticed watching it back, the guy actually got out of the tank and killed me, and I think he got pissed off that the other guy stole his tank to the point where he shot that and blew himself up in the process in an absolute fail. I don't know what the thought process was of that guy just there, but he ended up killing himself. Like a fucking moron. I don't know. It was funny. Another question for you guys, actually. What is the most hilarious thing you've ever seen on the battlefield? You see some random shit go on sometimes in this game, or just in this series in general. Like, there's so much sort of space for just crazy stuff to happen, and you see things every now and again. It just makes you just wonder, like, what the fuck did I just see? That last clip there being a prime example. But at this point in the gameplay just here, the enemy team were pushing up towards this BM comm station. They did take, unfortunately, they only had 13 tickets left, and they managed to actually just squeeze in there. Just see a guy falling from the sky just there. But they started sort of pushing up very aggressively towards our MCOMs and stuff. They actually managed to get it just here. And, well, this bit of the gameplay just here was a bit strange. Okay, so we're sort of trying to do as much damage to them as possible, staying up as far up as possible. This helicopter just had to go. Just one of those moments, man. And every once in a while, you just hit a helicopter and you're just like, yeah, I just did that. That was awesome. But after I did that, I got marked as the sort of, I don't know what the word is. High priority target? That's the one, I think. So I'm on the whole enemy team's maps, on their HUD, everything. They can just see me, because the enemy commander has marked me for death, essentially. And their whole team can see exactly where I am. So I thought retreating was a bad idea. If I was going to retreat, they'd be able to see my route that I was taking, and they'd be able to actually just shoot me in the back. Especially since I need to run up that big open no man's land on the opposite side just there. So I was just like, screw it, man, let's try and do as much damage as possible. And it was a bit frantic, and all I really managed to actually do was get some slams onto that tank just there. And they take a while to actually go off. Like, when he rolls off, then they do explode. But I think I only done like a little bit of damage to him, which was a bit disappointing. I was going to try and hit him with an RPG and take him down that way. That's a good tactic, that. If you've got some slams or mines or whatever, I tried to do it with mines earlier on in the clip, and then I switched to the slams for obvious reasons. And that's a good tactic. Chuck some slams, chuck some mines down next to it, hit them with an RPG, you'll pretty much guarantee kill the tank pretty much every time, unless, I don't know, sometimes things just don't make sense on Battlefield. Back to the burst fire weapons. This gun, the M4 I'm using just here is the burst fire shotgun. It's pretty much the same as what it was in Battlefield 3. It's enjoyable to use sometimes, but then other times you feel like you can be getting outgunned by people with full auto weapons. I tried to charge in just here and disarm the MCOM station, even though I knew it was a bad idea. Sometimes you just need to throw yourself down like that and see if you get lucky. Sometimes you do, most of the time you do it. But no, the M4, it's a good gun. I don't feel it's one of the better carbines that you can get in this game. But I do believe it's the only burst fire one, and like I said, I was in the mood to use some burst fire, and so I mean, it's an accurate gun. It's not amazing at range, but with that accuracy, when you're using burst fire, you can laser beam some people sometimes, long range. One drawback with using burst fire weapons though that I noticed last night, if you go on a kill streak, you run out of ammo really quickly, because obviously anytime you press the trigger, you're going to use 3 bullets instead of just 1 bullet. So you end up in situations sometimes where you used your whole magazine so quickly. Got unlucky a little bit just there. I took down the tank and I saw the guy there and I was like, shit, I just wanted to get the RPG off and take down the tank, and the guy did stab me right in my face. He had his little Doom 49 emblem as well, some of you may have noticed. But like I said earlier on, this map I do think is one of the stronger rush maps in this game. It seems more balanced, and it seems like it was far better designed for rush than some of the ones that you do see in there. I was playing also on Paracel Storm Rush last night as well, and that first base in Paracel Storm Rush is absolute murder, man. Like, I ended up in the sea, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna flank around, I'm gonna climb up somewhere, and I'm gonna end up behind them. But the whole way around the whole ship, there's nowhere to climb. There's like one place you can go up, and that was covered, and I was like, I'll try and find another one. I ended up swimming all the way around and got back to the front again. And I was like, oh well, screw it, we're just gonna have to go head on at the choke point just here, which is always awesome in the rush maps. Bloody choke points. But this map, I think, is linear enough for rush. It has plenty of cover. You can move cover to cover moving up, and then there's the sort of close quarters sections, and there's the sort of open sections. I feel that maps that get that balance right are the better maps. The ones that have the closed off sections, where you're all close up and all the rest of it. It's a bit choke pointy possibly. And then you've got the sort of open bits next. Those are the best kind of maps when they get that balance right. But far too many of the maps have too many open spaces. But hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button down below. Like I asked you guys earlier on, do you guys use burst fire weapons whatsoever? And also, what is the funniest thing you've ever seen on the battlefield? But we went 19 for 8, won the game. Pretty damn awesome game that was. I had a good team. But I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.